Good afternoon. We're joined now by Cornell student athletes A.K. Okaruki and Nazir Williams, along with head coach John Jakes. We will start with some opening comments from Coach Jakes and then move on to questions from the media. Please make sure to identify yourself and your media organization when asking a question. Coach Jakes, would you please make an opening statement?
Sure. Thanks. Just obviously proud of the guys and the effort today. Dartmouth's a really, really good team. Talented, well coached, had an awesome year, and you know they handled us pretty well back in Hanover a few weeks ago, and so we had a good week of practice. Focused, obviously a lot to play for, and you know, I think what we've been saying all week, you know, we feel good about how we're playing right now. Probably our best basketball of the year. So it's a good time for that, obviously. You know, guys, we share it, and 18 assists, 9 turnovers today is like that's what we want to see. So just sharing it, and you know, double-figure scorers from 3 guys, and so it's a Cornell basketball game. So really proud of the effort and excited for tomorrow.
Okay. We'll now open it up to questions for the student athletes only. Right here.
Ray Curtin, Ivy Hoops Online. For either player, obviously that game at Dartmouth was not very good for you guys, but you've been pretty good since then. What was said, what was done after that game to turn things around?
We knew at the time that we were better than what we showed, definitely at that game. Even the game before at Harvard, I think the night before had a lot to do with that day at Harvard, losing by 40 points almost. And we just had to dial back in. We knew we didn't want our peak moments to be either a win at Cal or a win at Princeton. We wanted to peak here at the right time. So we knew we still had a lot to play for, and that was just the message Coach told us, and it was a trickle-down effect from there.
Okay, questions for the student athletes in the back.
Thanks. Josh Simon, College Basketball Corner. AK, you scored 25 tonight, but in terms of Coach's point about sharing the ball, none of your shots were forced. Can you talk about what it means to kind of play in a system where you're giving up good shots to find even better shots?
Yeah, I think, you know, just a system that we run, it makes it really easy. You know, every single one of us knows that we don't have to force a shot. You know, a lot of our guys are capable of making very difficult shots. But like you mentioned, we turn those down because at the end of the day, we know that we're going to get a really good one if we just stick to what we do and we stick to the offense. So it's something everyone has in mind. And, you know, we have confidence in ourselves. We have confidence in each other. And so we, especially not just in our abilities, but our decision-making as well. So we know that we're going to get a great shot every single time down. And, you know, that helps us keep going.
Okay, more questions for the student athletes? That it? Okay, thanks. Student athletes can head back to the locker room. We'll wait for Coach here.
I understand. Nice.
Okay, now we'll open it up to questions for Coach Jakes. We have Dodger fan.
Nathaniel Marco, College Hill Independent. Coach Guy Ragland Jr., 6 assists with only 1 turnover. Really efficient at finding those back cuts. Can you talk about just how impactful it is for your big man to have such IQ and the court vision?
Yeah, no, it's huge in how we play. To have a player like Guy who can see those passes, and you need like willing cutters off the ball too, right? So we have, you know, Jake, Cooper. You know, even those young guys off the bench, Jacob, Adam, Nas, these guys like cut. And so when you have a big who can pass like Guy, everyone knows if you cut hard, you might get the ball. And if you don't, the next guy is going to get it because you're going to attract some defense. And that's just how we play. But it's awesome to see. A Guy wasn't like that when he came in as a first year. You know, like he could shoot really well, and he still can, obviously. But he's just growing so much as a playmaker and confidence-wise, and so really proud of that. And you know, just obviously we had some guys score some points tonight, and he impacted the game, as you said, by passing it, and it was huge for how we play.
More questions, please. Ray in front.
Ray Curtin, Ivy Hoops Online. Obviously, Brian leaves, you take over this year. What was your thoughts coming in and where you are now and the progression of the team? Other than that 1 week, you've been pretty good in Ivy League play.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of thoughts all year, but it was just to be the guys were confident playing a certain way, so I wanted to be true to that and what they knew and how they won a lot of games and were successful playing, and I sort of hoped that we would evolve and figure out what was best for the team as the year went on, and I think that's happened. The guys have helped me, probably more than the other way around. I think just figuring out what they do well, and AK, Cooper, Jake especially, like they're featured a lot more this year because of what we lost. And so we do some things differently, but just the core of who we are and playing fast, playing unselfishly. We want to be the hardest playing team in the country. That hasn't changed. And so I think it's some of both. What Brian started here, it's in the culture, it's special, and I think we just want to keep elevating it and make it our own and evolve it. And I think we have, and like I said, we're playing our best basketball right now.
Any more questions for Coach? We have one right here in the back.
Steve Silverman, Ivy Hoops Online. Coach, so looking ahead to tomorrow, Princeton almost got them today. Last year, Brown came really close to getting them in the final. What are you going to need to do tomorrow to take them down and cut down the nets?
Yeah, I mean they're a handful. Obviously, they just not just because they're talented, but they make such good decisions and they play unselfishly with that talent. So it's a low margin for error game, and so we feel good about how we played them there, at their place. It was a good game, kind of like a toss-up, and they made some plays at the end of the game and we didn't. So I mean, we're confident. We know it's a tall order and we have to play well to get it done.
Okay, any more questions? Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.